Hey guys, this is Ashley. Welcome back to my channel. I am talking about the new Jackie Aina times ABH palette, okay? And here she is. It is so cute with this duochrome or iridescent packaging, and actually the outside of the package looks like it also. So here's the outside of the packaging right here. So I picked this up from Sephora because I wanted to wait. Sephora was having a sale, so I was like, I need to just wait and get a couple of dollars off of this palette. This ABH palette retails for $45, which I believe right now between $42 and $45 is the going rate of an Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. So true to form, you have right here, you have the packaging. You got a nice sticker on the back that lets you know about some of the ingredients in the palettes. And some of these shadows in here, are pressed pigments. And the palette is used in the USA. It's cruelty free. Once you open it, it's good for 18 months. And it's distributed by Anastasia Beverly Hills. Okay, so once you open it up, here's the palette. I'm sure you guys have seen it. And honestly, in person, everybody has said that I've seen the video, but really, I mean, like, honestly and truly, when you see the promo pictures of the palette, you're like, eh. But when I swatched it in the store, I was like, dang. And then, like, my friend met me in the store at Sephora, and she was like, oh, look at the sparkles, look at the shadows. Like, she didn't even know what palette it is. She was just picking up a couple things. She's not into makeup. Like, okay, like, yes, this is the ABH palette, you know. She's like, I'm just picking up a brow pencil and something else, and goodbye. So, true to form, we have the 14 shades. We have a nice mirror right here, and it did come with this brush that has fallen out, okay? So, Jackie Aina, of course, she made this palette in mind for women who are deeper in complexion. So, she wanted to make sure that the mattes really showed up, and there aren't any colors that kind of look a little, you know, ashy on us. And I really do appreciate that because there's always some shadows in here that just really go to waste. Like, I can do nothing with, and I just accept it and keep it moving, okay? So, like I said before, the palette does retail for $45. It can be found now as of, I want to say, end of last week at all major retailers that sell Anastasia Beverly Hills. I have seen the palette at Macy's. It is at Ulta. It is at Sephora, of course, on the Anastasia Beverly website, and those retailers online. So let's go ahead and get into some swatches, and then I do have two looks for you. So the one I have now and second look for you, and I'm also kind of demoing out the Anastasia Beverly Hills eye primer that launched with the Alyssa Edwards palette. So you'll see my final thoughts about that primer at the end of the video. So let's get swatching. Okay, the first shade we have is Soleil. This shade is so pretty and so creamy. Look at that shine. So pretty. Then we have Supreme. Supreme is actually a pressed pigment, and it's a nice kind of bold matte pink shade. And then we have Pinker, which is really more of an aubergine shade, and it is matte as well. Okay, so the next three shades we have are Big Wig, which I believe this is also a pressed pigment. It's a dark purple matte. Then we have Dollars. Oh, I've done my swatches so big. I'm like, I'm going to be at my elbow. It's just a moment. It's going to be horrible. Then the next shade we have is Credit, which is a deep dark brown. Super pretty. The next shade we have is Lituation. Then we have Zam. That is super pretty. The shine on these shimmers is just gorgeous. That's Zam. And then we have Wigglies, which is beautiful. I love shades like Wigglies. If you guys have been around on my channel, you know I love a good red, cranberry, coppery red, any type like that. Okay, so the next shade we have is Shookington, which is this beautiful purple with this blue base. Then we have Trust Issues, which is a duochrome. That is beautiful as well. Look how foiled these shades look. Oh my gosh. When I'm looking at it in the monitor, I'm like, that's it, foiled. Then we have Edges. which is a beautiful matte brown. Then the last two shades we have is Sponsored, which is a beautiful blue brown shade. And then we have Ginger, which is a nice gingery brown shade, and it actually blends right in with my complexion basically. Like, it's just a hint darker. So these are the swatches. We made it, guys. I didn't think I was gonna make it, but we made it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I do have on my makeup from earlier today. I'm wearing the Pat McGrath foundation. Brows are filled in using the Benefit Goof Proof brow, and have a little highlighter on. That's the Master Chrome highlighter from Maybelline Times Puma. So I'm gonna go in. I'm trying out a new primer as well as the Anastasia primer. I decided to opt for the mini size because didn't know how I was gonna like it. So go ahead and prime. I've been kind of hearing some good things about this primer from my friend. So she was like, did you pick it up? I was like, yep, I picked it up. Got a small one. And I'm going to take my Deluxe Crease Brush by Real Techniques and blend this out. I'm actually really excited to play in this palette. I got it before I went to work this morning, and when I swatched it in store, I was like, okay, like, these shades are pretty. The promo pictures really just don't do it justice. The swatches do it some justice, but I was like, once I swatched it on my skin, I was just like, okay, this is some good stuff. Okay. And because I do have on makeup, I'm going to take my Fenty Beauty powder. This is the cashew powder. I haven't opened this in so long. I kept it around even though it's like super dry. And I'm just going to dip it into one of my Real Techniques sponges. And just, I know ABH shadows can definitely have some fallout. So just going to go ahead, put a little powder down. Should be fine because powder is drying, but I have on a luminous foundation. Going in with one of my favorite brushes, this is a Wayne Goss number 16 blender brush. I'm going to go ahead and take the color Supreme, and that is kind of like a pink mauve tone. I'm just going to like tap off the excess, and I'm going to blend that right up into the crease. Ooh, and so far we have lots of pigment. And just going back and forth, smoothing out that blending. And I'm just going to go back in one more time because I want to drag some product right in that little area right in there. Going in with my Sonia G. This is the Worker Pro. I'm going to go in with the shade Big Wig, which is that beautiful purple shade. It's a purple matte. And I'm going to pack this on the outer corner. So I want this look to be bold. Ooh. That purple is picking up nicely. And I'm just going to kind of feather the edges in to the lid. And I'm just going to pack up a little bit more and just make sure where I have like those folds and stuff that there's shadow there. Now going in with a smaller blending brush, I'm going to take a Wayne number 19. Going back in with the shade Big Wig. I wanted to bring it over, but I don't want to use that same big brush so I don't mess my blending up, because I definitely don't want to cover the shade Supreme. And I'm just taking that across the crease area, and I'm just going to pick up a tiny bit more. This purple is actually playing very well, and I like how deep it stays. Sometimes it's very hard for purples to stay that deep. Now taking my Tarte little synthetic shader brush, I'm going to go with the shade Wigglies. I just had to use this shade, and if you know me, you know I love a red, cranberry, coppery, whatever you want to call it tone. Ooh, this is pretty, and it's not even wet. And I'm just slowly packing this across the lid, and I'm going to merge it in with the shade Big Wig. Is that? Yeah, Big Wig is purple. Okay. Well, that is very pretty. Then we'll drag that into the inner corner right there. Now going back in with that Wayne number 17, and clean up the blending, bring that purple down some. Ooh, this is pretty. Going back with my Wayne number 16, no additional product. Smoothing out the blending between Supreme and... I'll go back in with that Wayne number, sorry, this is the Sonia G Worker Pro. I'm going to go back in with just a little bit more of Big Wig right here. Tapping my brush off, because I don't really like how I have the blending right there, and I'm just going to take that bigger brush. Yep, that fixes it. Now I just flipped the brush over, and I am going to take, let's see, I'm going to take Soleil as an inner corner highlight. I'm just picking up a little bit of that shade. Ooh, that's pretty. And I'm just gonna like try to fade it into there. I always end up bringing it up and over, but I just really wanted it there. Let me wipe that brush off. I'm going back in with that same brush. I wiped it off in a little towel. Going back in with Wigglies. I'm gonna cover that shade up because I just wanted it like right there and not all across. Ooh, really pretty. Okay, I'm gonna do the other eye and I'll be right back. Okay, I am back, and this is the final look. So I think it came out so pretty. The purple was easy to blend out, and it actually kept its pigmentation. The shade Wigglies was beautiful. I mean, like, I didn't even have to wet it. It's my type of shade. I love shades that look like this. So overall, I'm really enjoying the look. I just added on my what is this, my Ardell Demi Wispies. These are the magnetic ones, and then I just threw on some Pandemonium lip gloss by Urban Decay. So this is like their old school packaging for gloss, but you know, it's fine. So let's go ahead and jump into another look. Okay, good morning. It's time for look 2. It's the next day. My hair is wet. So if I look like a cat, that's why. My hair is wet and it's drying. So I'm just going to do a simple look because I'm on the way to work. And of course, the palette. Eyebrows are filled in using the Goof Proof pencil as course. And then I'm using the ABH primer. I'm still testing this out. We can really test it out today because I will definitely be wearing this makeup look for at least probably like 8 hours, 8, 9. Okay, we got a little creasing in the primer right there. Just gonna tap that out. So I'm just gonna do like a simple look. Like, you can definitely get a simple look with this palette, which is nice because it makes it versatile for a lot of people. Going in, Wayne number 16. Going in with the shade Ginger. Okay. And just gonna like tap that way. I'm wearing like some light pants and a white top. My pants are like powder blue, so do not want shadow on my pants because these shadows can be powdery. Just gonna hold the palette across. Okay, that shade is picking up nice. I'm gonna build it up. I haven't decided what I feel about this primer yet. We'll see. My tried and true primer is that Urban Decay Primer Potion. Like, Primer Potion, like, never lets me down. Every blue moon, and well, really, it doesn't even let me down. That's not even the primer. Like, my eyes let me down. Like, sometimes my eyes get irritated that my tears go up this way and it'll disturb the eyeshadow. Like, okay, so when I did the live with Lulu, Aging Gorgeously, I was on her live and I had so much fun. I'm just blending that color back and forth. I'm gonna dip in one more time. Like, my eye kept watering, and then I had someplace to go the next day. I mean, like, after I finished her live, and I was at her house for about 4 hours, 4 or 5, quite a bit of time. So when I got to the next place, my eye kept watering, kept going up. Literally, my eyeshadow was gone, and all that was left was the primer potion. So, and I can tell when that happens because I get some weird type of stinging sensation. It's really crazy. Going in with my Sonia G Worker Pro, I'm going to take the shade Edges right here, and I'm going to pack that on the outer corner. I'm just going to tap off the excess, and I'm just going to pack that on. That shade Ginger blended out very nice, but yes, okay, Edges gives us that nice warmth that I was looking for. Okay, there we go. And I'm gonna bring a little bit of that into the crease, yeah. My crease to be a little bit warmer. There we go. Ooh, those shades blended in like effortlessly. Okay. And I'm just kind of patting that in. I don't even need to do too much blending there. Those two shades fuse in so well. And I'm just going to build it up just a tiny bit more. Yep, that's good. Okay, now taking this little round brush. This is a Sephora crease brush from the Magnet collection. Going in with the shade Credit because I just want to put a little depth in my outer V. Yep, that's nice. And I'm just blending that in, and I'm gonna take that up and just a tiny bit over. These shadows are blending very nice. I mean, ABH shadows have never been like an issue per se. It's just that the reason why I don't usually head care for, well, I don't usually head care for them. That's interesting choice of words. The reason why I never really got along with them is because, well, I think I tried Modern Renaissance first, and I think that color scheme is beautiful, and I love like reddish tones, as you guys know. But for me, that that one went too muddy on me, and it's like you only got one look from Modern Renaissance. Okay, now going in with my little flat synthetic brush from Tarte, from one of their little unicorn, you know they got 50,000 collections. I am going to take the shade Dollars. Actually, no, I want to go in with Sponsored, then Dollars, and then I might put one of these in, or maybe I'll put Trust Issues in the inner corner. Okay. So going in with a little bit of Sponsored. Okay, Sponsored is actually really pretty. I didn't think it wasn't really pretty. It's just that it's one of those shades we've kind of seen time and time again. But I would say that this is kind of a shade that Jackie wears. And of course, all the names, stuff she says in her videos. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna put a little bit there. Now going in with dollars. And one thing I'm finding when I'm working with these shimmers, ABH shimmers as of lately, especially like Norvina and Soft Glam, they've been very sparkly, but they've been hard as heck to pick up with a brush. Like they swatch on your fingers like so well, but child, that's like sometimes worth nothing if you got to do a lot to get it on your eyes. Okay, that together with dollars is pretty. Oh, okay. Because I don't know. When I swatched this in store, I was just kind of like, I don't know about dollars. Like, dollars is pretty, but once you put it up against Zam and Soleil, you're kind of like, eh. Like, I could use a different type of color. But those two marry so nicely together. And I just wipe this brush off again. I'm literally just taking, I have a towel right here and I just keep wiping the brush off. I literally just washed all my brushes the other day. So everything's clean. I'm like, let me not dirty up everything together. Going in with trust issues. So far, I'm happy about this look. Ooh, that's pretty. And just because I'm going to work doesn't mean like I'm afraid of putting a bright, bold shimmer. Like I will definitely wear wigglies sometimes to work. Like makes me no difference. And then I'm just going to kind of fuse all three of those shades together on my brush. This sponsor shade is actually pretty. It's just, it shows up in all the palettes. Like Shayla has it in her palette. I don't even think I've used it in that palette. That's not a shade I go to in her palette. And that's like one of my favorite ColourPop palettes. Okay. Now I'm just going to go in with this Wayne number 19 and I'm going to dip back in with Credit. And I'm just going to kind of trace up here. Give me a little bit more defined crease. Oh, well, that's defined. Okay. And I'm going to blend that out. Sometimes my crease needs a little structure because of the shape of my eye. As you guys know, that's why I always like simulate that I'm doing like a cut crease with my shimmers. Because my eye just needs that structure. And then just picking up that Wayne number 16. Oh, I picked up the wrong shade. I wanted to go back in with Ginger, just a tiny bit. Okay, I'm gonna do the other eye and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the final look. I really like it. I'm just, like I said, I'm going to work. It's pretty. I feel like it's sparkly enough. I'm filming 2 videos at once. So I actually am wearing the Fenty Hydrating Foundation. So check that out. So this is what my face looks like. So far, I'm really enjoying the shine, that trust issues. These shades just mesh so well together. I'm going to see how that primer does. I'm a little concerned about it up in here. I feel like I might have some creasing when I get back with that primer. We shall see. So it's 10:50 a.m. So I'll be back around 6 or 7 and we can close up our final thoughts about the palette. And maybe I'll try to get out one more look. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. So I will see you guys later. Bye. Okay, guys, I am back and it has been about 8.5 hours. So Alexa, what time is it? Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 7:13 p.m.
Okay, so 7:13 p.m. So just so you guys know. So I've been to work, moved around all day, and I really like my eyeshadow look. Now this eye primer, so I told you I was also doing like kind of like a demo of the Anastasia eye primer, but it creased the most exactly where I said it would crease. I'm gonna bring you in closer so you can see. So if you see, like, my eyeshadow is completely gone right there. So I know like my eyelid was a little oily when I put this on, but I don't know. I'm gonna try it again. I'm gonna give it another go, but for me, this primer is not gonna be it. I don't know. My Urban Decay primer potion, I think that's the best. So if you were interested in this primer, I mean, on the sides it's fine, like in here it's fine, but in my crease, like that shadow is pretty much gone. And the only reason it doesn't look bad is because those are shadows that kind of reflect against the light. So they weren't like super heavy shadows that were put on, but if I had on maybe like the shade, if I had on Wiggley's or Shookington by itself, or maybe Lituation where the color is not reflected by the light and doesn't look like multi-shifting duochromes, it would look pretty much a hot patchy mess. Let me not drop the palette. Okay, so I'm gonna pull you guys back out. Let's talk about the palette. Okay, so far my thoughts about the palette, I really like it. I mean, I can't even front. So I mean, and I wouldn't really come on here and just be saying stuff just to be saying stuff. I don't fall in that bandwagon. But to me, I really like this Anastasia palette. Now, Anastasia Shadows and me, we have gotten along. We have not gotten along. Modern Renaissance really wasn't my jam because I felt like that was just, it looked too pinky on me. It made me kind of look like I was sick. The colors just kind of muddied up on me. So for me, like, I really feel like this palette is like a complete palette. Like, I can do a lot with this palette. I can get multiple looks. And let's be honest, none of the shades are ashy because there's always a shade or two in these Anastasia palettes, about 2 to 3, maybe sometimes 4 shades that I can do really nothing with. Like, maybe if it's a bone shade, maybe if I had a deep crease and I wanted a matte look, maybe I could put it on my lid as a lid shade. But you know, everybody's like, I want that little brow bone. I'm like, why? Okay. But so far, like, the shades have been really nice. Like, Wiggley's I used in Dollars, and I've used Sponsored. I've used Edges, Ginger. I've used Credit. I've used a little bit of Trust Issues. I used Supreme yesterday, Big Wig also. So I've used like pretty much all of the palette except for Lituation. Haven't tried that yet. Haven't tried Zam and Soleil for real, like just across my lips. But I was rubbing the colors out in the store and they would just seem really pretty. To me, what I feel like it is an improvement upon this palette is that sometimes Anastasia's shadows are so soft. And like what I mean like so soft, like if you have Soft Glam or Norvina. So I pulled out the 3 Anastasia palettes I have. Subculture Rest in Peace. I might pick that back up eventually one day if I find it on a good sale. But Soft Glam, not so much. But brushes are flying. Okay. So what I wanted to say, like, when I point out the shadows across Norvina, and a lot of people were like, oh, it looks like Norvina. Like, Norvina and Jackie's palette look nothing alike. I'm not sure what people are saying. It's like you might want to get your eyes checked. But, I mean, to each his own. If you see something, yes, there are like 2 colors that are crossover. Really only like 1.5. This is Norvina on the bottom. This is Jackie's palette. Norvina is a very cool tone palette. But as you can see, is how I've had to dig into the shade Rose Gold because these shadows are very textured. They're very soft. They have a lot of pigment, but it's just like I kind of have to always go in with my Sephora Pro silicone glitter applicator in order for those shades in Norvina to kind of apply smoothly to my eyes, because these shades right here, this whole top row, you get a lot of punch, but it's very hard for them to kind of come on your eyes unless you use your finger. So what I found out with Jackie's palette is like it's a lot easier for you to work with these on your palette. You really don't have to wet these. I think only one with the glitters that you kind of have to work with. But if you want to just do like a quick comparison, like we have Shookington right here. This is Shookington. This is probably like only the one of the shades that really just translate. Shookington is a lot darker. Okay, I really put my finger in Shookington. I did not mean to do that. And then we have Celestial. Okay, this is Celestial. So this is a lighter purple, and Shookington is definitely a deeper purple and has a blue shift. Now, Celestial is definitely cooler tone. I love Celestial. I think it is super pretty. This is Celestial, and this is Shookington, which is about to fall out like crazy because I picked up way too much. Let me smooth it out over here. I don't want it to fall on my light colored pants. Okay, so that is Shookington. So if you can see, those two colors are totally different. This is like a more true purple. This one is more of like a purple, dual chromy, whimsical, some flecks of pink in there, where this is definitely purple, shift the blue, okay? And then just for comparisons, like I was saying before, in the Anastasia palettes, like even though I really like the Norvina palette, I really do, and this is like one of my first favorite Anastasia palettes. Incense doesn't really pull that dark or pigmented on me. Love is like it shows up, and I really like this color Soul, but you know I have to pack them on a whole lot to come up. Base, it's like, what am I doing with this? I really can't do anything with this. And even with Passion, like it shows up, but it doesn't pull very dark on me. And neither does Eccentric. So all of these mattes are really, really light, dusty, not a lot of pigment. And you know, Jackie's palette was really intended for us melanated women. And of course, everybody can use it, but it was just really just keeping in mind like how deep our complexions can run. So I'm really digging the palette because I just think like you could just use a lot of multiple looks. And I'm happy I picked it up. I mean, like it's really a palette you can take on the go. You could definitely get you some deep looks, smoky looks, brown smoky looks. Right here you got a nice cool tone lituation. You have some cooler tones. You definitely have your golds. You have your dual chromes. You have your nice matte shades. So you got edges. You got ginger. So you have something basically to blend out. So you got something to blend out credit, which is the deep color. You got ginger and edges that you can use to play off of that credit. And then for Big Wig, you have Pinker and Supreme that you can definitely use to blend that out. And then you definitely have your purple. And I think a lot of times you don't find the purple matte along with the purple shimmer. And then I love Wiggly's. I mean, and then you definitely have your gold shade. So if you want to do your golds on the lid and go in with ginger edges or credit, like you're good. You can go to work and be done. Or if you want to, okay, I want to do Big Wig and Shookington and I want to pop this in the corner or this in the corner, you're done. Or you can do an all berries look. You can do an all kind of greenish look with dollars and what's the name? You can do it all purple. You can do golds. So you have a lot of variety in this palette. So I mean, overall, she did a really good job on this palette. So I like it. I think you should pick it up if you're looking for like an all-encompass palette. I really like the packaging. It's pretty and it feels so smooth and it's not going to be dirty like Norvina's palette. It's not going to be like that. Overall, I like it. So let me know what you guys think about it down below. I know I mentioned like my eyeshadow. It didn't really stay, but that's the primer. That's not the shadows. So just let me know what you guys think down below about the palette and give this video a big thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel because you know I would love to have you here with me. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.